YouTubers, what's going on? So I wanted to talk to y'all about, I touched a little bit on Cellar. So I wanted to talk to y'all about why the Cellar and how to Cellar. And let me first start off by saying, if you disagree, you have another way of selling, I'll be the first to agree with you. You're 100% correct. Because just because 2 plus 2 equals 4 doesn't mean that 3 plus 1 doesn't equal 4. It does. Or 5 minus 1. Or whatever. There's so many ways to get to 4 that ever what works for you, ever what's best for your situation, ever what works for you is correct, is 100% correct. There's no wrong. So let me start off by saying that. So why should you sell her? I'll try to give you some reasons of why I think you should sell her and not just have a few tens. One, back in 2017, just like many of you all, I was watching, Mutton Chop and several of the others, and they were talking about, McClellan's going out of business, and they were also talking about, this law, if this new law goes into effect, it's going to really hurt, and talked about selling tobacco. And that still holds true today. I mean, everybody's talking about another new law that could be going into effect that could really hurt, So that's one reason to sell her. Two, the price of tobacco isn't going to get any cheaper. When I started, say, chewing Skull, a can of Skull was 50 cents. Now it's $5. So, pipe tobacco is the same. It's not going to get any cheaper. So if you get a can now and it's $10, in 5 years from now, it might be 12. It might be 11, but it could be 20. It could be 80. Who knows? It's not going to get any cheaper. The third, a third reason that I think you should sell her is because it's good financially. And what do I mean by that? You buy a tin of your favorite tobacco, and you can choose what you want. Let's say you spend $10. In 5 years, 3 years down the road, you don't want to smoke anymore. I want to get rid of it. Okay. There's going to be somebody out there that's going to buy a 3-5-year-old tin. And if you pay $10, you could sell it for 15, 20. I mean, just look at the price of some of the tobacco out there now that's 5 years old. It's triple and quadruple what you can buy it for if it's new. And if it's a blend that not many people like and you want to get rid of it and you spent $10, pretty much you'll sell it for $10. You can sell it for $10 and still get your money back, right back out of it. So it's a good investment, to have, tens around. It's not like you're, throwing money and hoping that it's, it's going to go up, maybe like a stock market or something like that. It's not going to be like that. You'll find somebody. Now, how? I'll kind of go over the how just for a few seconds. How do you get rid of it? My kids already know that if I die right now, how to get rid of my tobacco. There's places like the GPSS, the Gentleman Pipe Smoking Society on Facebook, that you can't, it's not a buy-sell group, but look, you go on there and you say, look, my dad died, here's my dad, I have all this tobacco and I'm looking for a way, or a place that maybe I could get rid of some of it. Is there anybody here that can help me? Your message is going to be fine. But it's not a buy sell group. If you go in there and say, if you go in there today and say, look, I'm looking to sell some Virginia whatever, I'm looking to sell some how to kill whatever, they're going to remove your post. You know, it's not a buy sell group. It's not. Now, where is a buy sell group? Facebook as well. PTTS. PTTS. It's on Facebook. You can go on there. If you want to sell something, you put looking to discuss. I'm looking to discuss Penzance. I'm looking to discuss whatever. And there'll be somebody message you. They message you. Everything's done in Facebook Messenger, and you can sell it. Now, if you're looking to buy something, then you put in ISO, in search of. ISO Penzance, ISO whatever. And there'll be probably somebody say PM sent. And they'll message you on Facebook Messenger. My kids already know that. So some of the blends, that I have, they would, sell, but they're more than welcome to keep it. But anyway, they know the place to get, to get rid of them. Plus, there's several people around. They know to get in contact. They know Simon. They know Wungan. They know Josh, my buddy, from the GPSS. Ryan, they know a bunch of they know who wouldn't try to lead them astray and who would try to help them. So they know who to contact. So there you go. There's a little brief on that. Now, how to Cellar. There is so many ways to Cellar, and ever what works for you works for you. And my friends in Canada and South America, I'm sorry. I know that pipe tobacco is so high. And, if I could change that, I would. Fast, quick, and in a hurry. That's the reason I'm not a millionaire, and I never could be a millionaire. Because I will be taking, to my friends in Canada. I would be driving across the border with a big old truck, and I would have tobacco stuck underneath the side of it, in the doors. I would have it plumb stock full, taking it to them. So I know that a lot of you can't get, a lot of tobacco, and for that I truly am sorry. If you can, though, how to Cellar. Here's how I do it. Once again, back in 2000, I believe it was 18. Yeah, I can hear Zeus. Back in 2018, I was watching Mutton Chop. And if you remember Mutton Chop, there's my alarm going off. Probably one of that stray dog. But I was watching Mutton Chop. And he had a box, and he was talking about, I take this 10, and I forget what it was that he showed as Scudo or whatever. But anyway, he took this 10 and he put this 10 in a box, and he said, I have 10 of them. So when I end up smoking one, I take it out and I order another one. I put it in the back. Great job. That's great. I take that one step further. Okay, I have two cellars, if you will. I have my open 10s, as you all know, but then I have the ones that I smoke. Often, I have 10s of those here that sits out. So if I smoke, my 10 Russians, I have those. If I smoke whatever it is that I smoke, Boswell's, Boswell's a bulk, but Cold Blood Red Moon, the ones that I smoke regularly, I have 10s of those here. So if I get done smoking, I will open one of those 10s. So that's kind of my cellar. But I have another cellar. I have a cellar of boxes. and they're airtight containers like you get at, Walmart, the dollar store. Those tubs. Simon has them as well, if you watch Simon. And I have 5 or 6 of those, plumb full, in there in my closet. Now, that's tobacco that I buy and I don't touch. It's like I don't even own it. I forget about it. So I started, listening to Mutton Chop, and he talked about 10. I couldn't do that. I told you I ordered, maybe 5. Well, now I've got it up to maybe 8, 10s. And those are 10s that, I don't touch. Of my blends, maybe I do have 10 of some. I have 100 grain 10s and 50 grain 10s, and I don't touch that. Why don't I touch that? Because I'll tell you the problem. If you have 10, like Mutton Chop did, and you have 10 10s, let's say you sorry, I'm thinking about Skull. Let's say you smoke a 10 a month of Escudo. Well, by the time you reach that 10th 10, it's only going to be 10 months old. If you smoke a 10 a month, that 10 10, and you're buying in return, but still that 10 10 is going to be 10 months old. That's it. That's still relatively new in pipe smoking, in tobacco aging, especially for Virginia. That's almost brand new. So that's why I leave mine alone. So what can you do? You leave it alone. I'll give you one of the blend that I smoked. I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. For Virginia Flake. This has 417.20, so it's a year old. A year old. I hate this. I can't stand this. This is not even this is a 1-star blend to me. Full Virginia Flake. 2004. 3/15, 2004. Both of them say Full Virginia Flake. Is it the same tobacco? No. I smoked it yesterday, and I told Josh, I'll probably be sending you that. I told Josh yesterday, I said, Josh, I'm not sending you that. It's completely different tobacco. 100% completely different. This right here, I could not explain it to Josh when I opened this up of how it smells. It smells like just a wonderful mess of goodness. I can't explain it. I told him, I said, it's like in the Waffle House when you got a bunch of pancakes and syrup and the butter on top of it. Like this right here smells better. A lot of people talk about stuff like Monte Dolce and Cold Blooded Moon, how good they smell, the big aromatics, that bold. This stuff smells just like chocolate syrup, and you've poured it all over a whole thing. You've got you some ice cream out, and you've used that whole tub of chocolate syrup. That's what that smells like. And how it tasted, oh, my goodness. Don't get me started on that. But anyway, that stuff tastes awesome. Did it change my mind about Full Virginia Flake? Yes. I told Josh, I'm going to be ordering about 3 tins of that. And I'm going to order it on my next payday. And I'm going to stick it in my forgotten cellar. And it's going to stay in there for at least 10 years. And if I'm dead, I hope to goodness one of you all make a video 10 years from now. And I hope you remember me, and I hope you say, thank goodness for James. James Stumbo. This blend came from him, and my goodness, his ideal is awesome, because this is delicious. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stick it in there, and I'm going to forget it. Just like I said, there's nothing wrong with Mutton Chop. But smoking a 10-month-old blend is different. So I have a Cellar in there, and that those blends have been aging now since 2017. They're 3-year-old. And I'm not going to bring those out for at least 10 years. I'm not going to even bring them out. because I have my blends that I smoke here, and I have my cellar, my smoking cellar, if you will, that's here that I smoke out of, and that's how I cellar. That's what I do, because if you want to smoke 2004 aged Virginia, you got to leave it in the tin. You can't get it out of the tin after a year or after 10 months. You can't do it. You have to say, okay, there it is. I'm leaving it there, and I'm not touching that. I'm not touching it. I'm going to have my stuff to smoke on, because this, I don't want to smoke. This has been in here. I've smoked it 3 or 4 times, and after a half a bowl, it's a hot mess. It's just like hot air. And I guess I'm like a woman in that aspect. I don't want pleasure for 10 minutes of the bowl when I smoke it. I'm wanting my full 30, 40 minutes. And if you got a pipe that does 1.5 hours, you gentlemen, you want that pipe, you want that goodness to last for an hour, 1.5 hours. You don't want that pleasure for just 10 minutes. And that's what most Virginians do for me. After 10 minutes, they turn into just hot smoke. And there's several other blends that does that when you get to the bottom of the bowl. And that's another topic. You know, I've talked about putting the keystones, the Nording things in the bottom of your bowl. You can do that. You know, there's several ways. That's a different video. But anyway, there's a big difference in a 1-year-old full Virginia flake and a 2004 17-year-old full Virginia flake. And there's only one way to do it, and that's to have you a cellar that you just stick away and you forget about for 17 years. That's the only way you're going to smoke 17-year-old tobacco, is to do that. And that's the way I do it. And, you know, I've been called names, like I said, Jersey, and that's fine with me. But, you know, 20 years from now, in 2041, you know, I'll be an old man sitting on the porch swing smoking 20-year-old tobacco. Hopefully. Hopefully I'm still around. If not, I hope one of you all enjoy it, and I hope it's the best smoke of your life. I truly do. You all have a good day. And as always, I hope you're smoking the blend that you love and the pipe that you love. Thank you for watching very much. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you. See ya.